What if the overwhelming weight of shame, guilt, self-condemnation, and spiritual inadequacy you have carried your entire life was built entirely on a centuries-old translation error? Millions of well-meaning human beings spend decades trying to pray harder, confess more, force better behavior through sheer mental willpower, and violently suppress their deepest internal struggles, yet they never feel truly free, peaceful, or whole. You might believe you are inherently flawed, spiritually defective, or permanently condemned to repeat self-sabotaging, destructive patterns for the rest of your days. But when you step outside institutional dogma and examine the original ancient Greek texts behind the New Testament through the uncompromising lens of modern depth psychology and somatic neuroscience, a radical, life-altering truth emerges. The Church called it sin, modern psychology calls it trauma, but they are describing the exact same human wound. You were never born broken. And today, we are unlocking the lost language that restores your original, unshakable wholeness. You were not brought into this physical reality as a damaged, corrupt vessel, requiring constant self-flagellation to merit existence. You were born whole. You were born as a pristine, sovereign expression of divine awareness. Somewhere along the way, that original wholeness got covered over, buried under layers of lived experience, absorbed emotional pain, developmental wounds, and traumatic events that happened to you as a defenseless child that you never deserved to endure. The Matrix story of original corruption tells you that your baseline nature is evil, dangerous, and defective, demanding continuous punishment, external fear, and behavioral suppression. But the true, unadulterated story reveals that your baseline nature is original wholeness, and your deepest psychological struggles are not evidence of moral failure, but rather survival adaptations created by an unhealed, unintegrated nervous system. To uncover how this massive, catastrophic shift in human consciousness occurred, we must perform an alchemical excavation on the original Greek vocabulary that institutional translation distorted into weapons of control, guilt, and existential fear. But before we break down the ancient Greek translation that changed human history, we have to confront where this off-center trajectory actually enters your body and takes root in your subterranean mind long before you ever possessed the conscious vocabulary, logic, or ego structures to process what was occurring. First, it originates in early childhood experience, the subterranean wounds absorbed during your formative years when your developing brain had no psychological defense mechanisms. When a child experiences emotional neglect, volatile outbursts, unexpected abandonment, or subtle boundary violations, the young nervous system cannot process the burden. Because a child's survival depends entirely on their caregivers, the young mind makes a silent, automatic trade. It decides my parents cannot be wrong, so I must be inherently bad. The child buries their authentic feelings, fractures their identity, and adopts a false persona just to stay safe and loved. Second, it stems from the mother's wound, the raw emotional frequency absorbed directly in the womb. If a mother experiences intense grief, chronic marital fear, unaddressed depression, or continuous survival stress during gestation, those exact stress neurochemicals cross the placental barrier. Your developing nervous system took in that baseline tone of anxiety before you ever drew your first breath, wiring your baseline state of being for hypervigilance and threat. And third, it trickles down through generational trauma, the deep, unintegrated survival patterns, unresolved wars, famines, and emotional poverty baked into your genetic bloodline long before your physical arrival. Modern epigenetics now confirms what esoteric traditions always knew. The unhealed terror and shame of your ancestors physically alters your gene expression, leaving you with an inherited nervous system programmed to react to a world it assumes is dangerous. When this deep, subterranean somatic pain goes unexamined and unhealed, it does not simply vanish because you wish it away or memorize sacred verses. It surfaces as the very behavioral patterns, that rigid religious structures condemn as vile moral failures. Chronic, unrelenting anxiety, sudden, paralyzing panic attacks, persistent, background fear, destructive envy and toxic jealousy, repetitive, self-sabotaging relational loops, and compulsive behavioral addictions used to numb internal agony. None of these tormenting symptoms mean you are broken by nature or rejected by the divine. They mean something deeply painful happened to your vessel. It was forced into the dark closet of your unconscious mind, and it was never safely held, witnessed, or integrated. This brings a blinding, revolutionary light to ancient esoteric texts, particularly saying 70 of the Gnostic Gospel of Thomas, where Jesus states, "If you bring forth what is within you will save you. If you do not bring forth what is within you will destroy you." This statement is not mere abstract theology. It is profound somatic and psychological wisdom, spoken 2,000 years before modern trauma research developed the clinical language to map it. If you bring forth your suppressed pain, turn toward your subterranean shadow, and digest your unresolved wounds with compassionate awareness, that hidden energy is transmuted back into vital life force, restoring your sovereignty. But if you bury your trauma under religious perfectionism, moral superiority, toxic positivity, or spiritual bypassing, that unexamined shadow will metastasize inside your body, manifesting as autoimmune illness, mental fragmentation, explosive projections, and inevitable self-destruction. If this deep synthesis of Gnostic revelation and depth psychology is giving you the blueprint you have been looking for, hit the subscribe button right now. We are building a tribe of sovereign seekers who are done with superficial answers and ready to do the real internal work. And drop a comment below right now. Have you ever spent years trying to pray away or willpower your way through a pattern that was actually an unhealed trauma wound? Let us discuss it down below in the comments. Now let us decode the 3 ancient Greek words that the control matrix distorted to maintain psychological power over the human mind. Consider the primary word translated throughout Western Bibles as sin, Hamartia. In modern religious conditioning, the word sin immediately evokes images of a dark moral stain on your soul, a deliberate act of cosmic defiance, and a divine ledger tracking your failures to justify eternal punishment. But in original ancient Greek, Hamartia was not a theological term at all. It was an archer's term. It literally meant to miss the mark, to shoot an arrow and have it land off-center, to veer off course, or to lose alignment with your target. Missing the target in archery is not a reason to condemn, whip, or execute the archer. It is a clear physical signal that your stance is unstable, your vision is obstructed, your bowstring is unstrung, or your footing was violently disturbed by an external force. To miss your original center is a tragedy to be corrected through alignment, not a crime to be punished through shame. The second term is metanoia, which was translated into modern English as repentance. To the conditioned ear, the word repentance instantly triggers feelings of groveling guilt, sackcloth and ashes, begging for mercy, self-flagellation, and weeping over your utter unworthiness. But metanoia is a compound word formed by meta, meaning a fundamental shift, expansion, or transformation, and noia, derived from nous, meaning mind, perception, or core awareness. Metanoia literally means a radical shift in perception, a complete turning around of your conscious lens to become aware of what has been hidden in the dark. It has nothing to do with self-punishment, moral shame, or forcing your behavior into rigid compliance. It is the quiet, courageous willingness to turn your honest gaze inward and shed the light of awareness onto the subterranean places where your trauma lives. The third term is Sozo, translated universally as salvation. The control matrix taught humanity that salvation is a transactional insurance policy, a formula to rescue an inherently dirty soul from being tortured in an external lake of fire after physical death. But the literal, original Greek meaning of sozo is to be healed, made whole, delivered from danger, and restored to your original, uncorrupted state. True salvation was never an escape hatch from a physical hell. It was the sacred process of returning to your original, whole self, reclaiming the sovereign identity you possessed before the wounding occurred, before the shame was projected onto you, before the conditioning took hold, and before the matrix taught you to fear and despise your own human vessel. Understanding this intellectually is only step one. We must anchor this truth directly into your physical vessel through practical somatic integration. First, the next time you feel an intense wave of guilt, sudden anxiety, or an impulse toward a self-sabotaging pattern, pause immediately. Do not judge it, condemn it, or force it away. Second, place a hand directly over your chest center, take a deep breath, and ask your subterranean mind, how old is this feeling? Recognize that this overwhelming emotion is not a moral defect, but an unintegrated survival pattern from a younger version of you, trying desperately to protect your vessel. And third, speak directly to that somatic sensation in your body with conscious authority, stating, you are no longer trapped in the past, and you do not have to carry this weight alone. Breathe golden light directly into that physical sensation until your nervous system down-regulates and settles back into its natural alignment. The root of your struggle was never a moral defect or a spiritual failure. It was a deep, historical wound that needed to be felt and witnessed, not a sin that needed to be condemned and punished. The internal work required of you is not lifelong penance. The work is radical, somatic healing. By bridging this ancient esoteric wisdom with depth psychology and trauma mechanics, you stop waging an exhausting, violent war against your own human vehicle. You stop attempting to bypass your messy human shadow with superficial spiritual concepts, and you begin bringing the warm light of divine awareness directly down into the most fragmented, painful corners of your mind. If you want to understand how this shadow integration directly restores your internal masculine and feminine energies to break free from external matrix traps, click the video showing on your screen right now to watch the Syzygy Code, how Jesus and Carl Jung unlocked internal sovereignty. I will see you over there.